everyone, welcome back to more Phineas and Ferb cross-second adventure. In the last episode, we completed Masters of Disguise, and we unlocked another brand new character, and that is...
What you doing?
The fearless leader of the Fireside Girls Troop 46321, Isabella Garcia Shapiro, whose favorite weapon is the Alka Beacon. I don't know that I call this a weapon, but still. And then her ability, which is why we're going to be playing as her, is that we get bonus tickets. And while we don't technically need the bonus tickets because... we should still have enough to get the last character and any other miscellaneous unlockables along the way. It'll still make my life easier if we can get bonus tickets along the way. And as for a secondary character, who should we have? Well, let's get Pinky. Let's get some Isabella and Agent Pinky action since, Pinky is Isabella's pet. We'll do that. There we go. Okay. We are now playing as two characters that I had no idea were even in this game the first time I played this. I had no clue that you could play as Isabella, and I had no clue you could play as Agent Pinky. So, it's nice that they actually, because when I first played this, I'm like, is there really no way to play as the other characters?
Long enough for it to do its thing.
Like, are you really gonna force me to play as Resistance Phineas or Terry the Turtle over Isabella, Baljeet, and all of the characters we actually, give a crap about? So I always found that very strange. So when I was preparing to do the walkthrough, I was checking, and I saw that you actually could unlock Isabella and Baljeet and the other characters of and you could even unlock Peter the Panda.
Clear them off the code panels.
Yeah, I know, Phineas. I trust me. I know. I'm doing my best to keep them back, but the digital hacker weapon is kind of very, very, very trash at actually doing damage to enemies. So it's easier said than done. Anyway, yeah. Isabella and Agent Pinky are two of the characters that you couldn't. And by the way, I definitely, if I were placing bets on which characters would be unlockable, I would not have bet that Agent Pinky would have made his way into this game at all. Then again, he just teleported up to the top, so who knows? And let's have you get the Carbonator out, because I know that's your favorite weapon. I guess I can call in some backup. I guess I'll have you call in backup too, because like I said, we can get more firepower with both of us calling some backup. But let's get the Carbonator out and ready. And then send you up there. There we go. Okay, I was hoping that... Well, I wasn't sure if I had to switch to Agent Pinky to activate that button or not, but fortunately he did it all by himself. Alright, let's go. Just move a little bit further. Okay, and Ninja Glove gets automatically selected so we can wall jump our way up to the top. Now, do we have any upgrades is the important question. And the answer is... maybe? I doubt it, because... Oh wait, I guess we can... Sure, why not? I don't know for sure if that's actually going to do anything, but it's we have the chip to upgrade it. So, well, what's the next one we're going to upgrade? Probably the Carbonator, because the baseball launcher is already fully upgraded, so we're not going to upgrade that any further. I'm guessing let's try to use the Carbonator some more. Like I said, I want to try to upgrade that as much as possible. So we have both characters with the Carbonators out. Anyway, first thing, I did not want to go down here. That's just where I stepped accidentally. The same results last time, where the direction you step is the direction that the platform moves, and we need to make our way up here so that we can redirect the course of this, so that we can actually jump on a second platform and make our way down here. So let's just lower this down a little bit further. Sorry, I have to actually go back before we can take it down. Yeah, but the same way we had some Phineas and Perry action, we now have some Isabella and Pinky action, the pet and their owner working together to kick some serious rear end. Okay, let's not go down just yet. We still have to get our hands on this coin. There we go. Now I can make our way through the rest of the level. Just keep making our way. By the way, it's a really small detail, but I like the fact that Pinky actually is shaking, because that's one of his things in the show is that he's a dog who just can't stop shaking no matter what. So it's nice to see that they actually incorporated that detail into the game. And I know I'm speaking as if I've never played this before, but I've only ever played as Phineas, Ferb, and Perry, because while I technically could, I obviously could have been playing as Terry the Turtle, Resistance Phineas, Resistance Ferb, but I never wanted to. It's like, why would I? When I'd rather play as the characters I actually, care about, so it was just a thing where I always play the same characters over and over again. But now that I'm making the walkthrough and I know that there are actually characters you can unlock, and we can play as people we actually care about from the show instead of other dimension versions of the... Because what I'm stuck at, like I said, is why didn't... If you wanted to make Isabella and the rest of the gang unlockable characters, fine, but if you're gonna do that, then you need to make the main characters also people who we want to play as. So it would make sense, like I said last episode, it would make sense if they made the main cast Phineas, Ferb, Perry. I guess you can put Terry there if you want. just to fill the slot, and then you need to make the last two Candace and Doofenshmirtz. Like, doesn't it make more sense to have Resistance Phineas and Resistance Ferb be like alternate skins for Phineas and Ferb, or be alternate characters for like actual characters you can unlock? Because, spoiler alert, one of the skins you can unlock for Isabella in this game is Resistance Isabella, like the second dimension version of herself. So Isabella's Resistance version is allowed to only be a costume, but Phineas and Ferb get entire characters slots dedicated to their secondary, the second dimension counterparts, which is just very, very strange. I never understood. I know I've been making a big deal about the character selection throughout this entire walkthrough, but it's like when I was younger, I still enjoyed playing this game, but I always was just like, I want to play as the other characters that I like. I don't want to keep playing as freaking second dimension versions of the characters. It just never really made sense to me why those were what they went with in terms of when they were making the characters. But what you gonna do, I suppose. Anyway, just a simple platforming. Simple platforming, he says, then proceeds to fail miserably at the platforming challenge to make your way up here. And so we're still using the Carbonator because we still want to upgrade this.
I get the funny feeling this is probably a trap, but we absolutely need that part.
Fourth coin over there, so make sure to grab that before you activate the wave defense sequence, which is about to spawn in. There we go.
That was predictable.
We have been trapped, and we're going to use the Carbonator to both escape and clear our way through all these robots. So you want to use the Carbonator to defeat the robots first, and then once we take them all out, we're going to need to use the Carbonator to solve a little puzzle to get our way out of here. And it's the same thing we did in the old-timey river level back in the old-timey dimension, where we had to level out the Carbonator levels to make sure they were all the same. Or not they were all the same, but they all matched the level they needed to be at for each respective thing. And the Carbonator's about to run out of juice, but I can't imagine that we must be ready to upgrade this at least to some extent. We've been using it a lot this episode. I recommend starting over here with the bottom one and then just blasting it all the way up to the top, and then letting it fall out, because you need to get them all into the same category, but they do descend over time. So blast all the way up to the top, and then by the time you get to the middle to blast this one up to the top, they'll all be in the positions to where they turn green. So you'll be good to go. Now we can move on to the rest of the levels. So let's head over here and push this button like so. And then we can step on this elevator and proceed up to the final section of the level, which is going to contain our fifth and final coin. And I didn't mention, but we are going to be playing 2 levels in this episode. Just because the next one's a jetpacking level, so we'll be able to do it pretty quickly.
There's the master control panel. But how are we going to destroy something so huge?
They say we're all our own worst enemies.
Install a self-destruct button? Bingo! Let's look around for parts.
It's no surprise to me, I am my own worst enemy. Anyway, yeah, so first thing you want to do is head over to this hole and guide the baseball launcher, or use the baseball launcher to guide the baseball through the vent, like so. And then once you take care of that, we're going to make our way over to this elevator. Okay, almost stepped off the elevator. That was almost bad. We almost stepped off, but we didn't. Okay, fifth coin gonna be down here. Just drop yourself down to the bottom of the tank here to grab the coin and swim over to the piece that you need, and then you can swim right back out and continue on with the rest of the level, making our way over to the third. I did not mean to fall back in the tank. I meant to jump off. Okay, I guess I can't fall off. I guess I have to take the elevator back down again. Once you land down here, there's going to be a bunch of robots that want to take you out, so we're going to tear our way through them all. And then the final piece we're waiting for you right here. Blueprint complete. Now, let's build ourselves a self-destruct button right over here in classic Phineas and Ferb, Doofenshmirtz, and Nader style. Let's construct ourselves a self-destruct button.
We need to get out of here.
It's a lovely evening to view the stars. I think you can even see Venus.
Like, she's even in the cutscene. Come on! You put Candace in the cutscenes. Also, what? Oh, okay. I was about to say what coin did Pinky steal from me. Then I'm like, oh wait, I probably just switched to Pinky at some point and got one of the coins as him. But yeah, it's like you put Candace in the cutscenes and you don't make her a playable character. What are you doing, game? You needed to make Candace and Rufus playable characters. Why didn't you do that? I don't know. Anyway, that's the first level done. Let's move on to the jetpacking level, but not before we take a little pit stop at the crane game to see if we can get our hands on this red prize capsule. I haven't been doing so well with the crane game recently. I've been actually failing pretty catastrophically to get the ones that I wanted. That this might be another instance of failure. Yep, I have not been doing well at the crane game at all recently. Actually, I've been performing quite horrendously. So hopefully I don't waste all my tickets on the. I mean, I would end up using all my tickets on the crane game anyway. But I still don't want to be here for an extended period of time. I did not mean to change the camera. I did not need to change the camera. But I did it, and, okay, so let's get into position. I used to have the timing for this down perfect, but I guess, did I mess up again? No,
Come on.
You tease me again? Really? You tease me again. You grabbed onto it, you stopped its momentum, and then it... You know, I never liked crane games. Like, when I was a kid and I went to the arcade and we did crane games, I never liked them. I don't even think I ever won anything. I think... I remember plenty of times where I would drop the crane down and I would pick up... like, I would pick up a lot of things, like a lot of stuffed animals or whatever. And then I would bring... And then the crane would move over to the prize hole or whatever. And then it'd be like, actually get pranked. You did... This crane is really getting on my nerves. I would, like, it would pick up a bunch of stuffed animals all in one big batch, and then it would, before, like, and they would have all of them in the grasp of the crane, and then when it moved over to the prize capsule, or the prize hole to drop it off, it just, all of them fell simultaneously, and it was just really annoying. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I do think that I might have won the crane game, like, one single time, while, I didn't win it for myself. I think one of my friends wanted a stuffed animal, so I guess that... What? Yeah, again?! This crane hates me, I swear. That's twice now. It was within the grasp of the freaking crane, and it just didn't give it to me. It just freaking... Okay. Okay, game. Sure thing. Sure thing. Okay, this is my last coin. My last coin. If you freaking screw me out of this again, I'm not gonna be happy. Come on, just one more try. One more try. That might have been too early. That might have been too early. That was way too early. Okay, that one was entirely my fault. I don't know why I did that as early as I did. That one was entirely my fault. Good God, that was awful. That was actually atrocious. Good God, that's the worst I've ever done in that crane game. That is actually horrendous. I've never done that badly at this in my life. Wow, well, guess I'm not getting anything today. I'm not even gonna bother to check the shop. I played too badly to check the shop. Jesus Christ. Okay. Long story short, my friend wanted something, so I guess that gave me extra motivation to try to win it for her. So I have beaten the crane game like once in my life, but not ever since then. Anyway, let's shift to the characters. I guess let's get some classic Isabelle and Phineas action. There we go. Do I want to give you a costume? Not really. We'll stick with the classic costumes. Let's take to the skies. Any dialogue? Anyone want to say anything, or can I speak? I think I'm going to speak. You never know for sure when a level starts up if the characters are going to say anything. So I always give them a little bit of time to say their dialogue before I start commentating up by myself. But yeah, now you can see the second dimension in its full scope, and you can see just precisely how overtaken by Doofenshmirtz it's all been. Because if you don't know, the whole premise of the movie is that they go to the second dimension, and in the second dimension, Doofenshmirtz has actually successfully taken over the tri-state area, as opposed to in the first dimension where he catastrophically failed to do so again and again and again, thanks to the actions of Perry the Platypus. But yeah, I don't want to say too much else in case you haven't seen the movie, which I find it highly improbable that anybody watching this has not seen both the show and the movie. But you know, it's possible. It's entirely possible. So I don't want to go into too heavy spoilers in case what you're seeing here has intrigued you enough to play the game, or sorry, play the game, to watch the movie and the series. You definitely should. It's Phineas and Ferb is probably the best TV show I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, Gravity Falls is phenomenal. Suits was outstanding. But I mean, Phineas and Ferb is just it's something special. It's really just there's no other way I can describe it other than by just saying that it's something special. It really is. Yeah, I guess there's no dialogue for this level. Usually the characters just say a bunch of things when we boot up the jetpack level, but I guess this time we've been spared from the dialogue for the time being. And as for the usual, the coins, this time, I'm on the, because this episode's gonna be a little bit longer, I'm gonna end the episode before I actually, complete the crane game. So, I'm gonna try to do the crane off camera, and hopefully I'll get some better figurines, and if I don't, then I'll just try Parry Ball again, but I've seriously never done that. That's the worst I've ever done at that crane game before. I cannot believe I performed that as badly as I did there, but hopefully my next performance will be slightly, well, no, hopefully it'll be much better than that, because I didn't even get a single prize capsule. I used to be able to consistently nail that freaking, that red prize capsule every single time, but this time, I just couldn't. I just failed catastrophically, and it was quite embarrassing, to be honest, but we haven't actually had a jetpacking level in a while, because I don't think we've had one since the balloon dimension, because we didn't have one in the gnome dimension, and we didn't have one in the old-timey dimension. So, yeah, this is the first time since the freaking balloon dimension that we've taken to the skies in a jetpacking level. So it's nice to be back. It's nice to just have a casual stroll. So I like how there's just a random Norm robot just kind of casually chilling in the middle of the city. And what are we dealing with? Yeah, like I said, these little boss battles in the sky don't really stand a chance against you, because as long as you use your group attack, their health bar will be drained in a matter of seconds. It's nothing to be worried about. And as usual, coins are earned, not found in the jetpacking level. So, and it's pretty easy to earn them, because just as long as you defeat the enemies, you'll automatically get all 5 coins pretty easily. So it's not, like I said, nothing to be worried about. And I haven't used a lot of my firecrackers or my fireworks or whatever. Maybe I'll use some of them here. Depends on how many enemies to throw at us. Yeah, we're gonna use them here. There's gonna be a lot of enemies that are about to throw at us, and our group attack is not charged, so I'm definitely gonna need to use all these to keep them back. Now our group attack is charged, so if you want to send any more, I'm ready. Any more enemies? That's a yes. Okay, take them all down, bit by bit, little by little. And okay, I was gonna say just in time for when our thing ran out of juice, but it was not just in time. Okay, there we go. All 5 coins, and the jetpacking level completed. Nice and easy. Okay. Well, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to... How did Phineas get more than me? How, though? I did all... Do you see how many firecrackers that I was firing away? How in the world did Phineas get... What? I even defeated more robots in it. What do you mean? I scored better than him in every single way, and yet somehow he get... Okay, I'll remember that, Phineas. Don't think I forgot about that. I'll remember this next time we do a jetpacking level. Anyway, that'll be it for now. I'm going to try the crane game again. Hopefully I'll get some better prizes, by which I mean hopefully I'll get any prizes, because I just failed catastrophically to get any prizes last time. But that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode to catch you all tomorrow for some more Phineas and Ferb Cross-Second Dimension. Goodbye.